Tap, tap, tap. Is this on? Cool. Hi, I'm the Space Quest Historian. Sorry for the wait, everyone. That was a 10-minute silent break there. Didn't even put on any music. I'm very sorry. I just literally woke up at 2 p.m. Actually, a minute past 2 p.m. So I just scrambled out of bed, put the waiting screen on, and hit start streaming, and then went and got myself some water, got dressed, and all that shit. So, A for professionalism, cool, and B for, well, actually a big old fat F for not displaying the game correctly. Let's just see what we can do about that, shall we? Game capture. Oh, we're not playing Doki Doki right now, although that will come in handy later. We are in fact playing the Stanley Parable. Yes, we are. Hello everyone in the chat. Very happy to have you here. Sorry for the wait again. I am full of apologies and weirdness. Now, in the interim, one thing I really wanted to get working last time we played this game was the console. And yes, everyone in the chat was screaming at me. Go into the options. There is, in fact, a way to bind the console to whatever you wanted to, you know, whatever key you wanted to. And yes, it is right there. And my God, the last time I streamed this game was, let's just be perfectly honest, an unmitigated disaster. Since then, I have gotten a new router, so we should not... Router? Whatever. Hashtag second language. So we should not be experiencing any more connection drops. And hopefully the game will run better. I hope. Anyway, I was streaming Doki Doki Literature Club last Tuesday. That went well. So we should be back on track. And look at this. Look at this. Look. Console. Yes, we have console. Pretty sure that is how the console is supposed to look anyway. So I'm just going to put in bark as the whiteboard ending suggested I do. And resume game, and that doesn't do anything. Am I supposed to type it in with the thing? No? Bark. Bark. Woof. Woof. Bark. Okay, the command bark actually does something. It says Am I supposed to type it in like lowercase b, uppercase ARK? B. Bark. A cock. No? I guess not. I am not sure what that did. Okay. I also said I wanted to have this this playthrough be one of those where we look up shit and we get shit done, and honestly, I did not have time to do that when I started the stream. So I was just happy that the console worked. There it is. And typing in bark does absolutely nothing. Maybe it only does something when I start a new game. I don't know. Anyway, whiteboard ending.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And we can all hear the game. I'm just going to turn up the game on my end. There we go. So, I guess we just go someplace else then. I'm just going to run through another ending. And then I'll let you guys... you know, decide amongst yourself. While I do this ending, let you guys decide amongst yourself which ending we should go to. Because I'm imagining that
not a single
most of you watching this have also seen all of the endings. You just kind of,
decided to go up to his boss's office.
Want me to play it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna start getting on this guy's tits a bit. Just gonna go downstairs instead. Because this is one of those really creepy, kind of surreal endings that I, as far as I remember anyway, that I really, really love.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive...
And he's fucking locked me in as well, hasn't he?
Taken that risk. All because he believed everyone had vanished.
And then this one keeps locking me in.
Crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe... he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason
Come on, don't fucking lock me in.
Any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
And it just keeps looping.
Why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Ghosts.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No.
You're messing with my head, dude.
Too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion
there's a big blue cup
on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
Insanity is the word we're looking. No, okay. That's...
This is all a dream.
Okay, we can go with that as well.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer.
Just gonna keep running. Oh! No, this is not new.
The weren't actually gone.
It just
He wasn't going
Wait.
to lose his job.
No.
He wasn't crazy after all.
1, 2,
He thought to
B4.
himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
Can I push one of these buttons? I'm
enjoy
kind
it.
of thirsty.
I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float around. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Anyone getting trippy this morning?
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
That is a very good
The
question.
voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
And this is gonna get very meta, if it hasn't
All
already.
people in their dreams. The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
I have in fact gone absolutely fucking bonkers.
Deceiving himself, believing that if he
Did we try and stay in the closet?
take responsibility,
No, I said I would come back to that, and I will.
is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
This is a long one, by the way.
He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all
Stanley's having quite the
This voice
psychotic
would
break,
ask
isn't he?
himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
He would bang his head against the soda machine until blood spurted out his ears.
And he invited himself to wake up.
Good night.
The cool weight of the blanket on his skin. The press of the mattress on his back. The fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up.
Yeah, Stanley seems a bit overworked, doesn't he?
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
And my mannequin wife.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
This guy should do ASMR.
Fine.
Everything will be
I
fine.
am okay.
You're fucked! Yep, you're fucked. No. No.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be.
Here comes the aneurysm.
Who am I? And everything went black.
Boom. It's a nice one. I like that. I like that ending.
This
Really
is the
gets in your head.
of a woman named Mariella.
Hello.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
This is a very Douglas Adams-y ending, isn't
This
it?
much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I mean, that ending could have come straight from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Or something other than, you know, some other Douglas Adams piece of literature. So I quite like that one. It is a fairly long one, and we have now exhausted what happens at the stairs. Now, as people have pointed out, I'm supposed to go look for computer screens that have the awaiting input thing. Also, now there is a phone message here.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Thank you, very reassuring. Thank you, Cindy. I'm so happy you called and told me that. I am now freaked the fuck out. Okay, let's check some of these computers. No. Yes, I will do the window ending. I'm going to, on the suggestion of Chaos Theory, I'm going to go and stand in the broom closet for a bit now. Unless better ideas come along. Awaiting input, I see. Yes. Oh, you son of a cock. Oh, probably because I reloaded the old save game. We only have one of these. Yes. So there might be some endings that we have not seen yet. Bugger me. Or maybe every time... Oh, maybe it stops. Because I distinctly remember I had 3 points of the awaiting input thing. And now it's back to 1. So, fuck it. We'll just, we'll keep going. I'm sure we can get to 5.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes. Lucy suggests the crushing ending. I know exactly the ending you mean. I'm not entirely sure how to get there, but I will do my very, very best because that is a very good one.
Either.
I thought it was the, you know, game
Stanley
ending.
Decided to go up to his boss's office.
But I don't think it, you know, when you go through the portal, the portal game that we saw the last time. I thought it might have been that one, but it's not. So let's just go and stand in the broom closet.
There was nothing here.
Might be through the boss's office.
And got back on track.
Right. I will do that. In fact, let us map out our route as we just stand in the broom closet and wait for the narrator to get absolutely pissy and stroppy at us.
Here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Very nice broom closet, though, I must admit. Going to have a dance with this broom.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet.
Was it?
He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
Oh, there's a wrench.
He's literally just
pretty sure that
doing sweet FA.
doing sweet fuck all. I'm pretty sure that wrench is actually a reference to the fact that this used to be a Half-Life mod.
Broom closet?
Yes, I'm still in the broom closet.
Around doing nothing?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I'm not technically doing nothing. I'm pointing out interesting objects.
Confused.
I mean, look at this nice little wrench.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
Yes, but I didn't.
It didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Oh, I have to do the adventure line. Absolutely. I will do my best. I don't know how to get it, but I will.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
The fact that he's railing at you and then there actually is a broom closet ending is just
really stupid.
It's quite ingenious.
Probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
And he starts berating you. I'm just gonna look at the ceiling. It's a very nice ceiling.
Well,
Look.
I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
No, I'm just gonna stay in here. Look how I can crane my neck. Woo! Ah! Also, question. Laszlo Branson says, would you do the King's Quest series? I have painted myself into the corner of promising to do a King's Quest game, one video, at 2,500 subscribers, and that's what I'll do. I don't like the King's Quest series very much. Is it just me, or is that cable going through the support beam? That is interesting. We should observe this for a very, very long time. Going back to King's Quest, not really my type of jam. A lot of swords and knights and chivalry and shit, and that's why I like Space Quest. It's the exact opposite of that. No one goes, I'm going to save the land and the princess kind of thing. So, sorry. Not gonna do the entire King's Quest series. Never say never, but at this point, I have made one promise, and that promise I shall keep, indeed. If I hit 2,500 subs on YouTube, I will play a King's Quest game. Nice big fat wrench in it. Yes, it is. Afternoon, Big Ben. I love you guys' usernames. Some of them are just impossible to pronounce, like Demonier's Chaos Theory. That's why I just call him Chaos Theory. And Lieutenant Siriar, of course. That one is easy. But some of you guys just have really, really interesting usernames. Still just looking at this very nice bit of cable. I am pretty sure we haven't heard all there is to hear in the broom closet, so I'm just going to stay here for a little while longer. I believe the screen is supposed to fade to black at some point and put me back in the office. Meanwhile, I will try to do my best to center the image of the ceiling as best as I can. So we're staring right up into the light here. How's everyone doing? We good? I'm doing pretty good. I'm gonna have a sip of water. Everyone else? Let's get blind with the bulb. Exactly. It sounds like a German techno DJ who doesn't really understand English. Is just going up, hey everyone, let's get blind with the bulb. And everyone just goes, ah, I'm so drugged up. And then the music kicks in. Actually, let's look at the shelf for a bit. Nice shelf. I'm counting 1 wrench, 2 wrench, 3 wrench, and a hole punch. 4 wrench. Does this look like the symbol for biohazardness? I think it might. I also think there's a very long timer running on this. I don't know if this is a... I'm starting to think this might not be a good ending for a stream, just watching me stand in a closet talking bullshit. Can you get the rest of BSD to do a stream with you from your house? 2/3 would be possible, because Fred lives not that far from me actually now. He recently moved to I don't know, like 30 minutes away from me. So I could feasibly get Fred in the room with me. I don't know why I'm pointing at my crotch. I don't mean to. Gareth, however, lives in London, so so he has quite a longer commute to be with me. So we could feasibly get Fred and myself in a room and then Skype Gareth into the call. And frankly, we have thought of doing that. I think I've mentioned previously that I have the movie from the 11th hour all captured in as high quality as you can get, capturing from the original CD-ROMs, and I subtitled the whole thing. And Fred has never seen it. I don't believe Gareth has either. They've never actually bothered to play through the 11th hour. I did for some reason. So they've never seen the absolutely batshit crazy movie that's in that game. So I would love to get Fred and Gareth to watch it for the first time and see it. Laszlo also asks, how about the Quest for Glory series? Nope, sorry. I tried playing Quest for Glory 1 and I sucked at it so badly. It was one of my first streams, and my friend Richard Cobbett was very nice. He sent me a long list of things that I should do and I should watch out for, and it just became 2 hours of me pissing about, not knowing what the hell to do and getting annoyed with the game, really. So, sorry, I'm not really big on RPGs and stat juggling and, having to get better at climbing, get better at all of this shit. So Quest for Glory is not going to happen either. I'm sorry. I know Quest for Glory 2 is seen as one of, the hallmarks of adventure RPG hybrids. And rightly so. I mean, it looks like a fantastic game. I've never played it, and I probably never will. So, sorry. Just shooting down every suggestion that comes in the chat. Someone's going to ask me about police quests soon. And the question is no. Well, no, the question is, will you do police quests? The answer is no. Not really. Lucy says QFG2 is horrible. I wouldn't know. Also, I very much doubt that anything else is going to happen in here. Yeah. I thought the screen would fade to black. Maybe it's one of those things where you have to wait like 10 minutes and then it, fades to black and starts you over. Yeah, why haven't I become a janitor? I love this is perfect for, Space Quest Historian. There's a broom closet, there's a mop, there's a Yeah, I have a feeling I'm on a very long timer and I'm actually starting to lose patience a little bit. I mean, we have seen the funny. Haven't we seen the funny? I think we've seen the funny. Let's get out of here.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Maybe about that one. I've never actually heard that line before.
Staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Now Lucy says that the crushing ending might be through the boss's office, so let's try that. Is this door gonna close on me? Yeah, there you go. Can we get into the executive bathroom? Sometimes this one is open. So, let's try the other door. Can't do that. I go around this, and sometimes this one is awaiting input as well. Just have to keep my eye out for that.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
It is Walking Quest, isn't it?
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could
Oh, I think I know how to get to the crushing ending now.
Behind the boss's desk,
yeah,
guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2-8. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
I did! You were almost done!
Isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Okay, well, there's a lot of waiting in this game, isn't there? But I think once you head down this path and then make a detour, there's one called, there's a fork in the path that just goes...
Soothed and rejuvenated.
So,
He walked forward into the opened passage.
I can't remember what it says. It says something like, fuck you, go this way instead. And I shall indeed take the other tour. The detour, I mean. Loading, loading, loading. No game session. Some features might be disabled, as in playing the game, I would imagine. Getting a lot of errors and shit.
Into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself.
I forgot to shave this morning as well.
This job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Hello. Another question from Laszlo. Are you going to do a playthrough of maybe the greatest game of the 90s, Grim Fandango? Laszlo has not been following me for very long, I can tell. Hi, welcome to the channel, and if you follow me on Twitter, I have repeated many times that I think Grim Fandango is a wonderful story, has great voice acting, great graphics, great music, everything but the actual gameplay. I think it's a terrible game. The puzzles are absolutely shit. And I have played the original, I've played the remastered just in my own time, and I really have no intention of going through it again, because it is a very long game and it has some of the worst puzzles I've ever played. So, not really going to do that one either, but thank you. Actually, you might, Laszlo, if you feel like, you should join the SQH Discord and hop in the game suggestions chat, and you know, you can post it all there. I do listen to suggestions. I'm very sorry that your 3 suggestions so far have been shut down mercilessly. I don't mean to be a bitch about it. They have been suggested before. Okay, somewhere down...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control.
Escape, that's what it says. We'll go with the escape route instead.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Now you're just trying to make me get me to turn around, aren't you? Yes, that is not going to work, Mr. Narrator.
It was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes, my death. I shall go for the death. Here we go. Nice one. Okay, is there nothing else in this room? I can just quickly... Laszlo subbed during the Space Quest 3 playthrough. Actually, that is quite a while ago. Sorry for insinuating that you had not been following for very long. It's just sometimes when you say things over and over again, you forget that some people aren't following you on certain platforms. So let's just pretend I was joking on that one, and I hope you think nothing less of me. You might. I wouldn't blame you. Whee! There was a button there. Does anyone know what happens if you get to hit the button? I've never actually tried that. Hello. And I think you are doomed at this point. There is nothing you can do.
Whirred into motion, and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise. It reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
Now we're just getting a bit cynical here, I feel.
Did this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Yeah!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
And why is there a female narrator all of a sudden? Oh, it let me down. Nice. The Stanley Parable. And going this direction... I'm blocked by 3 cardboard boxes that I could easily scale if I had means of doing so. I do not, however. I was saved by the female narrator.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Oh, this is the museum ending.
Every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance. Death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ah, yes. I love this ending. Thank you for putting me on this path, Lucy. Stanley's computer. This actually details the creation of the game from the original Half-Life mod. And it actually is a full-on museum. This is the actual office layout. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path to Stanley's office to the 2 doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the core layout, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. So, you start out... This is the corridor. The pacing of this corridor section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in good time. And here are the 2 doors. So you start here, that's Stanley's office, and you go through here, through here, through here, and the copier is that big block right there. And then you get to the 2 doors. The set of two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parables design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Yes, Stanley went through the left door. Some filing cabinets, some office computers. None of them actually... Oh, I can actually turn some of them off. Interesting. And I cannot turn them back on. Some credits here. We have to, of course, give some props to Kevin Brighting, the narrator. Is there a... made using source by Valve. Is there a credit for the female narrator? Additional voice work, Leslie Stables. That might be her. Okay, interesting. Here are some office doors. And here are button sounds, a selection of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Those were very interesting. And here we come to the office. The maintenance room, an early version of the maintenance room. It's actually very pretty. I'm not really sure what the maintenance room is. Might be the one we just went through. Greenlight. In September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight, Valve's process of approving games for Steam. Not any fucking more! The Greenlight page only had a series of cryptic photos, which were still enough to win the community's approval. And these must be it. So this is actually the HD remix of the Stanley Parable. Larger! All this text! If someone could get rid of all this text, maybe I could see what the game is about. Words! Words! Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Yeah, I'm pretty cool with the fact that they cut this. I mean, it does look kind of cool, but also it looks a bit like, yeah, you would expect this from a first-person game, wouldn't you? So I kind of like that they strapped that one out. I don't know if that's actually a phrase or not. An early version of the lounge. I have to say that the blue lounge has become a lot prettier in the HD remix. Some more office-y shit. Let's check out what's in here. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Wow, that is hard to read. Will the game feature capybaras? I have no idea what that is. Come, next one. Next one! Wow, congratulations! In line with our previous announcement regarding the ongoing promotion, here is the result in an attached file. Open it carefully and see the full details of the result. Congratulations! Be the first to apply for something. Oh, now, when I'm actually reading it, you're gonna change it really fast. What did the lights in the control room do? I really want to know. That was an interesting piece of promotional tool, and I'm actually kind of sad that it didn't do anything with it. Syriar says, there's a nice philosophy to the death. After death, there is knowledge. That's actually pretty interesting. Oh. Countdown timer. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Actually, that reminds me, there's one thing we missed, and that was to unplug the phone instead of answering the phone. That would lead to the wife ending. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. So that was the original cargo lift. And now it has all, you know, the big room with the boxes and everything. I like this, because this looks more Half-Life-y. And the cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Alright, so you would take the conveyor belt up here, and then you could jump onto this path, or you can possibly jump... No, you couldn't jump onto a third path, because that would just take you to the top, and then off you fuck. It's a very large museum too, isn't it? Meeting room. One option, obey, disobey. That's the doorway to maintenance in the lounge. Oh. What about this? Vent. Wait a minute. The flow of the hallways following the first two doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. So you could go through a vent into the maintenance room, and then to the confusion end. Okay. The other entrance would be hidden depending on how you entered. Oh. Very interesting. As you can notice, I'm just skipping things that I don't quite understand. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Actually, that would have been quite cool. Zending. These levers were originally part of the Zending. The Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color lever they had pulled. What is the Zending? Oh, oh, I know. The Zen. Oh, that's an ending we haven't seen yet, but I remember it. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Ooh, that is trippy shit. Holes in the floors and everything. Nice. We will get to the Zending. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. What the hell is this? It's just... okay. The thing I'm remembering is you go into this calming sort of dome and lights flash before your eyes, and you can just stay there forever, or you can jump to your death. And if you jump to your death enough times, then the game ends. Countdown. One of the desks from an early version of the countdown engine. Ah, yes. Oh, we haven't done that one as well. Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as it existed in beta. Looks very nice. Monitor room. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up and down, with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the two endings together instead. We have to go back to the control room at some point, actually. Countdown room. This is it. Boy, this place is huge. Game design mockup. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mockup is still in the game. Yeah. Very nice. He even had a little spark at the end. Isn't that cute? Boy, this place is huge. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. It hasn't changed that much. It just got grayer and duller, really. Oh, and this is where we came from. So we're nearly done with this. If you're bored out of your mind, then no worries about that. Hi, Björn. Welcome to the chat. And other things. Welcome to my life. My life currently exists of going through museums, it would seem. Boss's office. Scenes from the development of the boss's office. Just starts out as a flat gray thing. Then it got pretty red. Then it was gray again. Actually, this looks more like a fucking prison cell or an interrogation room than a boss's office. So I can understand why they went with this scheme instead. A clock. Thank you. And now we're in here. So I can't remember how to actually end this ending. I think you just have to go to the top. There's the employee lounge. An early version of the underground portion of the game where you could go through the escape room, which is what we did. And I think this might be the ending. Narration outtakes. Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. Ouch. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Wait a minute. Where's the speaker for this?
Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his buttons? Does that sound plausible to you? Now look closer.
These are interesting, but they're way too low for me to enjoy them. Seems like there should be something over there, but there's...
Intuitively, if you had even the most fundamental understanding.
Alright, so that was not how you end this. I think you just have to go up to the top. Which I will now. Yes, we have seen all of this, and we'll just keep going up. Seen all of this as well, and there is Stanley's office, and... No! Bugger me! Buggered if I know. So at this point you've got to wonder, just exactly how do you end all of this? I know there's supposed to be a button someplace. Or maybe I just have to go into the menu and click begin new game. Yeah, I think I might actually have to do that. So I will. Begin the game again. Is that the one with the stairs that aren't closed off? Might be. We do have to go back to the control room. Let's do that.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No, it's just looking for the awaiting input screen. There it is. There you go, input received. We've got plenty of time because we have to rack up those input received points again and again.
When Stanley came to a
yes, we shall do what you say, Mr. Narrator. Oh, look at these sweet skills. Yes, I did used to play Counter-Strike and
there was not
Quake.
A single person here either.
I was terrible at it, as you saw in the when we played Doom.
Office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes, I did. And here I am. Just gonna check if the bathroom is open. It is! The bathroom is open! I was just going, wait a minute, why is it not making a sound when I open, you know, the... but it is, and here we are. Because the boss knows what the boss says goes... Wait, because the boss knows that what the boss says goes, if the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. And... I'm actually... executive bathrooms. I'm actually kind of unsure what I'm supposed to do in here. All I know is that, you know, the boss's bathroom sometimes is open and sometimes isn't. And I don't think you can actually do anything in here. It's just a quirk of the game. So... Well, that was fun. Off we fuck. And sometimes the boss's office will look completely different as well. And... You're fine. This door never opens. I just said it never opens, and it fucking did. There's a picture of a panda with a gun to its head. Business strategy. It's even misspelled. Cool. I don't think I've ever been in this room. This is scary. Yes, we shall control the earth. What does it say? I am the most expensive boss. Cool! You fucking creepo. There's an elevator here. Hang on a bit. You know, I must have seen this ending at some point, because I'm pretty sure... Oh, there's a couple of graphic glitches here. That's probably my fault. But I really don't remember what happens at the end of this one. So that's a bit exciting, isn't it? How do we get the adventure line? That's a good question. I don't know. Kev is here. Dad? Yes. Dad is not here. Stanley is all alone. There's something in my nose. That's very professional, picking your nose on camera. Yes, yes. Is this just gonna go on forever? These graphic glitches are creeping me a bit out. Let's just pretend this is part of the game and this is like reality unraveling in front of Stanley. There's some backwards masking in the vocals in the song here. Now the narrator's just singing along to it. Okay, let's just kick back here, have a drink of water, and see where this is taking us, because it's an awful long elevator ride, I must say. Oh, he said get off now. Yes, we are going very well, thank you. I think I must have, I was trying to click on the door, but... Wait, this just leads me to this... What? No, no you don't. No, you fucking don't. Is this all there is? The narrator's just humming along to elevator music, just going, Stanley, get off now. Does any of this open? No, nothing seems to fucking happen. Interesting. You would imagine this goes someplace. And there was that backwards masking again. Can't imagine the boss of a corporation has his own lift that does nothing. All you can do is just hit the button and put you back in the same room. There has to be something about this elevator. Can we send it off? No? See, this is when I would actually really like to have my cheat sheet going, because, hang on a bit. Because this, access to this room is only granted, you know, randomly, like, every once in a while. So if we leave, we can't actually get back here. So I'm just gonna quickly Google the executive elevator, the elevator room. It is accessible from within the boss's office after traveling the main storyline at least 3 times in a row. In the room was a painting of a panda bear. Yes, yes, yes. Although it may seem like you are moving, the elevator does not actually go anywhere. If you listen carefully, you can hear the narrator humming, coughing, and making noises in a very silent and awkward manner, as if he was actually standing next to you in the elevator. You can also hear a whispering of Stanley throughout. Pressing the buttons inside the elevator while it is running will stop the elevator and the... yeah, we knew that. Players can't see because the door is closed at first time. Floor light is unpowered. Okay. When you push the button, whether up or down, it will light up before the doors start to open. Okay, so it doesn't actually do anything. No endings occur in this room. Okay, so that's just there to fuck with you. Just get you to spend a lot of time in an elevator. Screw you.
Know the drill by
game.
now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Oh, you don't even have to push in the keys now. Thank you, narrator. And off we fuck. And loading, loading, loading. Yes, I did not expect that. I expected more. Alright, now we go into the control room, and I think...
the large door that read Mind Control.
I think what you have to do is just press no. Or just... Oh, wait. Oh, this part we also have to mess with. I thought, like, at the very end you have to press no, and then, you know, a big old countdown starts, and you have to do all sorts of shit.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength?
But you can also mess with this room. Apparently you can go all the way back once you hit the last button. Or so I am told. Or maybe it's just before you hit the last button. I can't remember.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
There is an Easter egg. If you can somehow make your way back to the first button, there's an Easter egg. I know that. And I think I might have just screwed push on that one. Because, you know, you can't just rush. Maybe I could... hit this one. No, you can't make it.
This mind control facility. It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
This one's supposed to open. Once I go in here. No? God damn you!
No. He refused.
Oh well, I screwed that one up.
Couldn't accept it.
There is some way to get back in there.
Someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe he had. Why do you care? Can I take the elevator down now, please? No? Fuck you.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
He might, or he might not. In fact, we can keep the system power on.
Oh, Stanley. You didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yes, I did.
They kept you enslaved all these years. You go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes. Love me some control. Does that come with butter on the side?
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off...
I don't think you can actually... Can you still turn off? Yeah, let's not do that.
You don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency...
How does he realize that?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Nice bit of techno music as well.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are. A moment of solace.
And you can do a lot of things.
All right, I'm in a good
none of it does a single goddamn fucking thing.
What happened to them? I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely this instance.
Fuck you.
Story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
This is interesting as well, because it implies that you can turn on the power to the door, but you can't.
Burn to a crisp. I have to say this though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness.
He's just a fucking sadist dick, isn't he?
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
It's a very nice vista, this is.
Stanley.
Yeah.
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Just taking a little screenshot,
Just
you know?
assume when you saw that timer that something in this room...
Oh, I left the subtitles on the screenshot. That's no good.
Running from button to button.
Yes. Screaming loudly that my death is upon me. Yes. I'm doing exactly what you think I'm doing.
Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? One soul?
This is so video gamey too.
Your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock.
Dickhead.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
He's enjoying this a lot, isn't he?
Your frail life. Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's
Goodbye, Employee 427.
all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
And there you go. That's the explosion ending, I guess you call it. And now the game reloads, simply. So that one, what I love about that ending is that it has all of these puzzles. You think there must be some way to stop this. It has all of these things that are designed to look like puzzles. Different sequences you're supposed to put in, different numbers. You can make screens go green or red and it'll say access denied. Sometimes it says access granted and you move on to the next one. There is no sequence. There is nothing you can do that'll actually stop that clock from counting down. It is all just one big fuck you. So I quite like that. It really messes with your head.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go for the window ending now.
No matter how hard Stanley
It should be possible. There's no jump key in this game, but it should be possible to get up on one of the employee desks and hurl yourself out of this window here. The only desk I can climb up on is this one. And now I actually can't. There we go. Up you go. Up, over. You can do it. Oh, if I crawl. Oh, shit. Almost had it. Up you go. Up you go, Sonny Jim. There you go. There you go. There you go. So if I crawl across here and across the windowsill. There we go. Okay, it was the wrong window, but still, I'm outside the window now. And we plop into non-existence. Whee!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure.
I like how this actually is a broken map, and they just put in this because, hey wait, we can turn this into an ending.
Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Are you sick of this gag? Yes or no? No.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different?
It wouldn't have been.
Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer?
What if?
How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the
I was just taunting me.
really
I broke your game, mister.
or not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Well, no. I believe if you stay out here for a while, then the narrator starts singing. There's some acoustic music that comes on or something. Hey, Summer's in here. Hey, hello. Chaos Theory, we did the don't kill the baby ending, and fuck no, I am not sitting there for 4, maybe even 8 hours just pressing that button over and over again. Not doing it. So I know there is an ending hiding behind that one. Not gonna fall for that. However, there might be something on that path that we haven't tried yet. I'm just gonna hang around here for a second. It's interesting that there are footsteps out here in the void. We can't climb back up, obviously. Hi, Summer. Summer's on mobile, so I'm just gonna wave at her. maybe she caught that. I don't know. Hopefully. Have a drink. Stay hydrated. This is what this game does to you. It makes you just sit there and there's a lot of waiting, and sometimes you just wait forever like we did in the elevator. And sometimes when you wait around here, something is actually going to happen. Okay, what happens if I hit yes? Can't do that. Maybe I'm supposed to hit yes in order to make the gag keep going. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Begin the game again. To pass time, we can chat, like human beings do. We could. But we're not going to. Let's climb out. Oh shit, this one's on again.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages.
Wait, we've heard this one.
Anytime you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow.
One thing I forgot to do the last time, and I hope this didn't break anything, is to find the awaiting input. Because I'm actually kind of scared that you have to do those sequentially. So if you miss them on one run through, then you have to start all over again. Nope, not going through there. Not yet, anyway. Awaiting input, awaiting input, awaiting input. Any one of you bastards awaiting input? No? So maybe the next awaiting input screen is in the boss's office, although we have not. In fact, this one is not awaiting anything. I like how when you go into Stanley's office, it just has this ambient noise like a fucking tomb or something. Okay, let's go out here and say, yes, we are sick of the joke. Come on, get up there! I was doing so well the first time. Wait, now he's just... Ah, come on! Come on, there you go, Sonny Jim! Excellent. And off the window we go. Hello! Whee!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map.
Yes.
And realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Blip! Yes, we are!
I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now,
I could have, but I'm not going to now, because now you seem to go...
So many more.
Now this seems to actually be going places.
Appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make
yes, this is where it comes in.
And see how long you can maintain.
This is when he starts to sing. I thought it was just, you had to wait a while.
Once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all
That didn't quite rhyme, you idiot!
full way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
I am, aren't I? Playing this game in front of you? Yeah. This is quite unbearable indeed. I'm just enjoying turning these two windows into, you know, bits of surreal art. Because eventually the music is going to end, and something else will happen. Ooh, now it looks like a pair of eyes. Hello. Hello. Are you about done with that guitar? Evidently not. Well, two can play that game. Oh, this just keeps going on forever, doesn't it? Alright. Enough rocking out. Let's begin the game again. I seem to remember that you get... there's one ending where you get teleported to a white room and the barriers in front of you start crumbling. Might actually be confusing that with
Just a step
the...
through this door, Stanley thought to himself.
Wait a minute.
That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
That narration is new. What I was saying was...
No matter how hard Stanley looked,
I might be conflating that with the game that came after this by the same creator, the Beginner's Guide, which also has a white room that just starts collapsing around you. Awaiting input? Awaiting input? Anyone? Anyone? No? Username access? No? Okay. Fine. We shall head off into the big blue yonder.
when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Is there anything we missed doing other than messing with the ending. No. Let's start going this direction.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
One thing we probably should do at one point is go back to the boss's office and hit,
It had really been worth the
and see if the computer is saying,
back to business.
Stanley
Stanley
awaiting input.
Open door on his left.
No, he did not! Fuck you! There's something we missed doing in here as well.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Let's get on this.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Let's go back to the room where the wife calls and unplug the phone.
Trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Fuck you!
Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
Yes, I did.
That wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible.
But it was.
Double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yes, Syria, I also love how you enter in conflict with the narrator, and that's what we're gonna do now.
Able to make correct and incorrect choices.
I think this might actually be the narration line.
If you made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely.
That would have been terrible, wouldn't it?
Even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Thank you.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations.
Hi, Stephen.
Or he
Doing
could
well?
systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Okay. Practice. Oh, it's gonna put me through, wait, yes?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular
Wait, did it just pause the video so I could practice? You son of a
Medical
bitch.
professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world,
The answer is, of
just
course,
remember
no.
that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Again, this is very Douglas Adamsy. Yes, we're...
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Ah, yes, yes. Let us return and perform choices that are absolutely and utterly incorrect. We're back. How's everyone? How are we doing? Am I supposed to step onto this thing again? I don't think I will. Okay, I will. Cool.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform.
I thought something looked different.
The main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
And I can't jump down to this path anymore. I think that's probably why they did it.
If contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
There's a bit of existential crisis going on the part of the narrator, isn't there? Yes. Yes. I'll just get back on the elevator. What do you think about that? I'll just... See, there. I really wish there was a jump key. Also, is it just me? Does it look like there's like a blood stain down there? Like in front of those crates and that forklift? There's a couple of stains down there that are very highly suspicious. And now is, of course, the time to begin theorizing that, wait, that blood looks actually black, that could be tar, or perhaps alien materials that are infecting the brains of Stanley, making him hallucinate the narrator and everything else. I don't think so. Oh, do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. That's the same sign there always was, right? Okay, we're back. Making our way back for some reason. Is everyone good? Cool. Let's keep going.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
And we can't fuck with his choices now, can we? No? So... Says I will take the door on the left. I might not. Yes? Yes. That is exactly what I might not do. Okay, we're back.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
See this, buddy?
Sure, you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fuck you, buddy.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
I love this. I love the
we're not too late.
warping of reality shit. No. Yep, I'm perfectly fine here. This looks fantastic. How's tricks, man? This looks great. 2 doors in 1. I wish I could have that around my house. Looks great. Okay, back we go. Yes? 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 No! No, indeed. Oh, this is just the same, isn't it? Alright. Well, I think maybe at this point the game is so... I love this shit. Maybe the game is so broken that even if I go through the correct path, the narrator will... the game will still break on you. So let's do that. Let's go through this one. Yep, it's all ruined.
I can't believe after everything we talked about that you...
Look at this fucking thing.
Destroyed my work.
No, this very...
Get out of that. What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone?
I look at it. It's a lot more interesting.
It's worthless now. And what am I supposed
He
to
just
do?
slobbered all over himself.
A way to continue, would it be worth it?
No,
Know that
probably
my
not.
story is now incorrect.
Ooh.
Go back to that.
The seat is all the way in the floor. How can you not appreciate this more?
It's impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
The Foodmaster in the real world just had heard a car speed up and children screaming. Everyone's all right. Okay.
I have to shut the game down.
Did you make a good choice on that front?
I have to.
All right, shutting the game down. Yeah, how's that going for you? There we go. Yeah, this is,
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think you're doing, Mr. Narrator?
My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
Yes.
You just had to see?
Yes.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
Yes.
Actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
I'm just gonna hide behind this,
Even occurred to you
have
that there's
filing
a world
cabinet.
outside of you? You're a child.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
I didn't do that.
Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Ooh.
Choosing
Glitchy.
Always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fuck you!
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly.
I'm just gonna keep doing that until he
Story first.
finally flips his lid.
You'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Dum 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 dum.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Glad to hear, the Foodmaster, that you made a good choice.
Set of 2 open doors.
I mean, this world is all about choices, as we can plainly see. Okay, once more, I think this might actually be looping. I think we have to go back.
Quickly.
I think we have to go back to the actual path and go to the meeting room, which is still broken.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Why does the chat devour every other typed message? That is an excellent question, of which I have no answer to. Oh, meeting room is back.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Oh,
Find an answer there.
did I diverge from the path that I was supposed to? Maybe. Now I can't. No, wait, something is different.
To his boss's office.
I can't go down anymore, so something is different. You can't pull that one over me, Mr. Game Narrator. Something is going to be absolutely broken in here. Can I still go in here? Nope. That one's locked again. And the elevator room, which did absolutely bupkis. Are you awaiting some sort of input, perhaps? Nope. Ah, the office is different. Yes.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115.
Night Shark
Was this the
115.
code to open the door?
But
Did it still work? There was only one way to find out.
is there
Stanley
anything
had
we
been
can mess
trained never to
with?
speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
From way over here. Oh well, please speak cleanly into the receiver. Hello, piss bitch.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on...
I clicked on it, dipshit. I did all I could. Boo. Night Shark.
I'm sorry.
Go lick myself.
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Well, there's your problem, isn't it? Stanley's mute. Don't you feel horrible for having
Fine, you're not gonna do it?
discriminated against them?
It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect...
Would be kind of weird if it actually detected a microphone connected to your computer, and if you spoke the word Night Shark 115, it would actually let you through. That doesn't happen, though.
You come here. You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there.
I tried going through the door on the right.
Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Bye.
When he came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And he's just fucking standing there.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please.
Stanley looks a bit homely.
I need you to make a choice.
The end!
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
Thank you for playing the Stanley Parable.
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me?
Stay hydrated, everyone.
Just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose.
Not doing it.
Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there?
He's just gonna stand there forever until his legs give out.
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
1999 to 2011.
I'll wait for
It is quite the old game at this point.
thing to do.
I remember seeing this game for the first time and going, I will never be able to run this. Yes, this is another story about how much I love my new computer. And I cannot move anymore. We are loading. And we're back. Alright. Now, I would assume most of you know that there's also an ending hiding behind door 428. I do not know how to get it. I assume it has something to do with the awaiting input
Simply missed a memo.
screens. And I'm not seeing an awaiting input just yet. So what I am suggesting we do is we head up to the boss's office again, which is... let's see, sometimes there's something on the screen in there. Sometimes the boss's secretary's computer has a awaiting inputs
He entered the door on his left.
screen on it. And if it doesn't, then I'll just restart the game and we'll start messing with the narrator some more.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wait, if I had... Actually, I'm just thinking, did I just screw the pooch? Because if I had... Oh, wait, no, awaiting input. There you go. And... fuck it. Let's just begin the game again. I was just thinking maybe I did screw... Oh, screw the pooch, because... We had the shit's gone bad ending, where the game broke. And if we had broken the game one more time, maybe it would have activated the adventure line.
To go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh boy.
Wow. Yes.
Does that mean I have to trigger that whole thing again?
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, we'll go back and unplug the phone again.
Knowing directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired yet.
Sorry, that's probably going to take a while, isn't it? There's a lot of
Look, Stanley,
big sequence to that.
Gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Does the game keep track of the restarts? I think it might. I don't think it has any bearing on what you do, but the game is definitely keeping track of
You've been neglecting, Stanley.
of the different endings that you've
Stop trying to
attained. Wow, it's Blobcat says click on door 435 times. I've already done that in the previous stream, but thank you.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Not fucking happening.
She's been waiting.
Wait a minute. Oh, there you go. Unplug a Rooney.
Stanley. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible.
And we have to get through all of this shit. There you go.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
Can I skip this, please?
To white,
No.
credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean...
I mean, hi. Hi, Vocabber. Good to see you. Monica plus narrator. Oh, that reminds me. We are... next Tuesday. You know, I was perfectly content to just leave Doki Doki Literature Club where it was, but I actually want to go back and try some more things like I'm doing with the Stanley Parable now, so we're gonna do some more Doki Doki
I can't believe how
next Tuesday. We're gonna go down the slightly uncomfortable route of choosing Natsuki, or Natsuki as I kept calling her. I forgot that in the Japanese language you put emphasis on the first syllable, so it's Natsuki, not Natsuki. Anyway, stuff's gonna happen on Tuesday. I must admit, I have been sort of developing one of those slight obsessions with Doki Doki, as I did with the Stanley Parable when I saw it the first time, where, you know, I have to see all this game has to offer kind of thing. Can we?
The best part.
Oh god, we have to go through all of this again too.
Used incorrectly can also be the
There has to be a skip button, come on.
In this scenario, a hypothetical...
It was funny the first time, come on.
...has a choice. He could spend years
Anyway,
helping him...
yes, we should finally hit the beach path.
...of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan...
Is this because it's loading in the background, it has to play all of this again?
Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here...
This was an edited playthrough. I would definitely be cutting this bit out, because there is no reason why we have to sit through this again. It was funny the first time, don't get me wrong.
That person is not real.
Monica might be a little too young for the narrative. I think the whole class is too young for, you know, anything.
Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
And now it expects me to practice. Hi! Hello everyone! I'm expecting a back sack and crack.
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
Parth.
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to
yes, the narrator does have very questionable morals anyway.
Vast infiniteness of space.
The Foodmaster says Natsuki is the most interesting character. I'm kind of interested to see what happens. Also, one thing that I want to do in the next stream, we'll get into that, of course, is to get the 100% ending. And to do that, you have to watch all of... You have to get all the paths and see all the cutscenes in the game before that thing happens. I can't really spoil the game on this stream. But next stream will be a... You know, I've been saying, stop spoiling the game, don't spoil the game, Siriar will kick you out, all of this shit. Next stream will be for spoilers, and we can talk all you want about game theories and all of this shit, because now we all know the... we all know what's going to happen. So next stream will be a spoiler stream of Doki Doki Literature Club. However, we're back with Stanley Parable. Finally, we're in control again. I'm gonna take the safety elevator back.
We can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character.
And yes, I have visited the museum. Doki Doki Spoiler Club, exactly. That's what's gonna happen on Tuesday.
Get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
And the only reason I'm doing all of this again is because I want to see what happens if I constantly break the game by going through the 2 doors. Or going through the right door. Also, there's a couple of Easter eggs hiding in some of the papers that are lying around. Some of them have, not these, but some of them have like sketches, early sketches of the
Almost there.
game's design and
To the correct ending,
you know,
the story
all that
will
shit.
have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly.
Yes, I know.
Choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Oh, sorry, you have to go, Lucy.
Up to the task.
Good to
Just
see you.
follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
I think we might also be coming up on the end of the stream. I just want to get the fucking adventure line, and I'm pretty sure you do that by... I'm on the right track here. You just do that by constantly breaking the game.
Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Then we go through here. We break the game in the meeting room. I said unnecessarily because we've already seen it. I like this chair. I like this seating arrangement. This is cool.
I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about...
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard management. Or manager.
It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it?
Grr
The
everywhere.
story is now incorrect. How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way.
I like how the overhead projector's still working.
Down entirely to willingly destroy all of my work.
Can I?
No.
Is it telling me that I can actually
What do I do?
get up on this desky thing?
No, I haven't.
That would be interesting.
I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Don't do that. I'm almost there. I'm almost there, fucker. Son of a bitch. You know, I just kind of had this elevated slope kind of thing, so I could just sort of get there. But not quite. Another red herring, yes. Good morning.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so
Me?
clever.
Hello.
Look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Shit happens, you know.
Think that would be funny?
Yes.
You just had to see. Didn't I impress upon you how important...
Just gonna go to sleep on this blanket while you keep talking.
Actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Now, let's not... See here, now. You're a bit of a baby, too.
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Bye.
Just behave exactly as Stanley would.
And the same thing is going to happen again. Now.
And always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of...
Let's do the right door first, just to make sure it is still broken. Of course it is.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
It's going to restart. Right, we'll go through...
Exactly as Stanley would.
Wait, why can't I go through this one?
Responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We'll just do what he says. And we'll get to the overhead view, and after the overhead view and the credits roll again, then things will get weird. And then we'll try and go through the wrong door.
Disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This is an awful lot of shit to go through just to get maybe a slightly different ending, or maybe I'm even barking up the wrong tree.
Inside his manager's office,
And there's more waiting up here as well. Oh, God.
not an indication of any human life.
Oh, well.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the
Give me a new ending or I'll shoot this panda.
to it. Surely behind this door lay all the
Sewage Lilies by Claude Money.
knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer.
Carte blanche et Mont Blanc.
115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work?
Night Shark, go fuck yourself.
Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face
I'll just crawl around on the floor.
He drew a sharp breath
like I'm used to.
and then spoke the code.
Lovely door, yes. Executive styling. Surely this is worthy of only the richest and most fabulous people in all the land.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver.
Also looks like there's something behind this that they either forgot to texture or it's just indicative of the game being broken. They forgot to shade it perhaps. But it also looks like a secret passage, yes.
Speak the code into the
It isn't, but it looks like it.
Get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do.
I do have better things. I'm throwing myself off this thing. Whee!
For your respect. The kind of respect
Whee!
Stanley shows for his choices. He knows
And
what
now on my knees.
story seriously. If you didn't want to see
Wait,
what I had to
can I
show
not?
you,
Yes, I can. Whee!
you had a choice, you know.
Can I climb on the desk?
Through the door on the right, you could have done whatever the hell
Yes.
you did over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Steady on.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's just kneel down and have a look at this homely bastard. Let's check his scalp for lice. Yeah, yes. Is
everything okay?
Yes, are you doing good?
Stanley, please.
Yes, you are. Yes,
I
you
need you
are.
to make a choice.
Ta-da!
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
Going through.
It needs you to make
The awaiting input stuff is the most interesting to me. Yes, I really hope I'll get to see that.
It's just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do.
Hopefully, we'll get to it. I mean, if I get all 5 of the awaiting input screens, that would be a perfect way to end this. But I think I'm only up to,
You can never know.
is it 3 or 4?
This. The story needs it.
And there are a lot more endings, more than I could comfortably do. And this is the last stream we're going to do of the Stanley Parable 2, because someone in the comments on the last episode also said that, you know, if this had been a cold playthrough, like first time going into it, that might have been interesting. But I will readily agree that it's not as interesting watching someone who already has seen all of the game run through it, even someone who has seen all of theirs in the game and then forgotten how to get there. That's a double negative. So, oh well, the credits seem to be over. So, now, instead of going the right place, can't mess with any of this, I'll go in the wrong door again.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries?
Awaiting input!
Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned?
Click the fucking thing! I am inputting everything there is. Input received. Alright, we just need one more. That'll be sweetie deedy. Oh, cool. Coolio. Coolest biscuits. There's a faint smell of,
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office.
That's a 420 joke for
No
you.
difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Well, check this shit out, Jack.
Came to a set of two open. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Did I just go through all of that again for nothing? I think I might have.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was
Yes,
it about
okay,
this
so that was
that
not the
called
way. I
Stanley,
just...
and so personally to Stanley. Its grace, its subtle charm, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
God
open door.
damn
on the
it.
left.
Well, that was a bit of a bitch.
Directions. It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright, fine. We'll do something else then. We have done everything there is to do in the in that direction up there.
I'm not your enemy.
Jesus.
God.
On the plus side, staring at the office environment has allowed me to get grip on some corporate materials I'm supposed to be translating.
The
Well,
story has been about nothing. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have?
that's good,
consideration
Big
for
Finn.
others?
I'm just gonna call you Ben
Convinced
from now
I
on. Is
want
that
something
cool?
bad to happen to you? Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Now, we've done the opposite of what he did a bunch of times. So if you go through the red door now, I wonder what happens.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution.
Does he really?
Let me show you.
Can I call you Susan? Excellent. I really want to call you Susan. Green door leads to the beach path. We shall find the beach path. Wait a minute. Oh, that was a bit of a delayed loading screen, wasn't it?
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Ah.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Well, good for you. I'm a little bored, so I'm going to leave now.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Yeah, I love the almost non-textured walls.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Well, yes. And fun times will indeed be had.
Here, don't take this from me.
See you, fucker. Whee!
Oh, no. No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me.
And I'm not listening.
I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Ta-da! Whee!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that?
Of course I can. Of course. Yes, absolutely.
Perhaps
Yes,
you can.
of course.
Perhaps
Look
you
at the
finally see
nice,
what I'm
pretty
talking about.
stars. Look how pretty it is.
You'll see that we can't be happy if we leave.
Nah, you know what?
See that, can't you?
Fuck you.
No, perhaps not.
Perhaps not indeed. See ya.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Nah, it's just
Be
fun.
willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy? Am I-
Oh, it's all about you, isn't it? You're not getting me like that, bitch. Whee!
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
That is more likely,
Just
yes.
wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
The 2002 Winamp visualizer, that is exactly what it reminds me of, yes.
Well, this one is yours.
Yes. And mine is just going... Roop!
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm
Yes.
going back.
Awaiting input, the final one. Input received. Oh. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Heaven is quite loud. Let's just start hitting buttons. Because Stanley just had a job where he was hitting buttons all day, and this is his heaven. All the buttons he could ever want. The chorus is even singing buttons. That must have been a fun day at the office. Alright, everyone gather in the meeting room. We're all gonna sing buttons for a bit. Buttons. Buttocks. Buttocks. There's always one dude in a meeting room that's just going, I don't really want to be here today, so I'm just gonna fuck with people's heads. Alright. Can we get on with it, please? All the buttons reset as well, so there's no way I can actually press all of the buttons. I could get carpal tunnel syndrome doing this, you know? Well, I think we've enjoyed this long enough, haven't we? Apparently the game is not going to progress off its own free will. Oh, this is very nice indeed. So, let's begin the game again. Is it possible to turn all the lights off? No. Oh, this is new, isn't it? Awaiting input. Input received. Oh, that's just gonna take me to the buttons room again. Sorry. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Yes, begin the game again. I hope that didn't break something. It did! No! No! The paper trail is gone! Why did I do that? Take me back to heaven, please. God damn it. Maybe that was a random occurrence. I thought it just happened every time you hit a rating input, and like a big old doof, I just hit it. What silliness indeed. Okay, get in a bunch of buttons. Listen to them sing for a bit. Then I'll fuck off back. There is no skip button. No, there is not. I am a doof. I knew exactly what would happen if I hit the awaiting input button, and fuck me if I'm not stuck in the... This is hell, isn't it? Yes, it is. Fuck you. Restart the game again. Please, please, paper trail. Please, please, paper trail. Fuck! God damn it. God damn it. You're on about...
Stanley, just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Well, bye! At least it wasn't the, I'm warning you about the dangers of pre-recorded messages again. Oh, I am kicking myself for missing out on the big paper trail-y thing. I'll bet it only happens once, too. Or it happens at complete random.
When Stanley came to a set of...
Fuck you!
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Or you're gonna do this to me, aren't you?
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness.
Wait, this is new?
Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back.
Or did it? Or is it?
Lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
Oh, this is different dialogue. And I am uninterested, so I'm just gonna keep going.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
There really isn't a lot we can do that we haven't done already.
The maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Oh, wait.
On track.
Wait a minute. We haven't taken this elevator. Ah. Sure, that was just a random occurrence without any consequences.
He wanted to wander about and get
Maybe
even farther off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
No, it isn't.
Oh, no. No, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it?
This might be the adventure line
What was
ending.
I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left...
Take your time, buddy.
Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
How could he have missed that big open thingy-jiggy? Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to crawl under this car and hide forever. Or I could just keep going.
No!
Hello!
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
No.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I?
Fired?
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
I'm just gonna do the same fucking thing again. Okay, so the chat assures me that the paper trail on the floor was in fact just a random occurrence.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps he had. Perhaps he did not. Perhaps you can all go fuck yourselves.
When Stanley... Wait.
Ah!
No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere?
I might have.
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
Maybe in all those papers you keep rustling
It's an
with.
adventure. Come, Stanley.
Let us find the story. Where should we go? I want to go through this door! You sons of bitches. Right? All these rooms, I think they just loop. Everyone knows what you did, they're just holding back to let you torture yourself. Very inspirational, thank you, sign. So, I'm guessing all of these corridors lead nowhere except the bit I was just at.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
If I go through this door, I think it will...
Restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely.
If I go through that door, it'll take me somewhere else, so...
But it's got to be better than this.
Or maybe not.
Let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah, just restart. You ever played the Stanley Parable demo? It's a separate game. No, I haven't, actually.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Da-dum-da-da. The meeting room will be gone. There are no doors. Haha.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
Could be, but probably isn't.
The other direction, and see if we missed anything.
Alright, well, you're not leaving me a lot of choice, so yeah. Off we go. And this is probably the last ending we'll do. I wish we could have done the UFO ending as well. I simply don't remember how to get to it.
Something. The story. Here it comes.
I believe it's quite difficult to attain as well.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
The demo might be a nice short stream to extend the Stanley fun. It would also be new, I guess, since I haven't actually played. Oh, shit. Well, this just turned into Resident Evil, didn't it?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Any minute now, zombies are gonna pour out of the
It
walls.
took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Do you know
Why are
what?
you asking me?
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of...
Why did he say congratulations in an American accent? Congratulations!
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about
I have won. This will be my home for the next 200 millennia.
that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is.
Yes, this is where I should store my army of mannequins.
We start.
The Stanley Parable Adventure Line. We found it! Yay!
Right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Pretty damn simple. Wait, this is new. What happens if I deviate? Oh wait, no. Let's follow the adventure line, because clearly it is onto something. This is new. This is all new and wonderful and delightful.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
This is...
Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way...
I don't know.
A story of no destination, still a story. Simply by the act of
I
moving...
can't really wall jump in this game, but okay. Just do a big old fat mirror's edge up the wall there.
...into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself. Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
You know what else is weird? You thinking I can climb on the fucking ceiling.
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Not really so much lightening the mood as making me fucking deaf. Wait, where the hell is... Oh, it goes all the way over there. Yay. What's in here? Oh, the line continues through here. Okay, so what's over here? Nothing. Okay, it's getting quite ominous now, but okay. Just following it blindly now. Wait, what's down here? Oh, the line just keeps going. Okay, I followed you.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
But the line keeps going. The line goes over here.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any... Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I just realized that the fern doesn't actually do anything. Maybe it does, but... Alright, story gone. What else were you saying? I'm not sure, I think I may have cut him off. Oh, here we are.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this?
Yes, line, bad line.
Did you?
Bad line.
Everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Wirebrain. Good morning. I am indeed following the squiggles.
Stanley,
Oh,
I say
fuck.
forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're
Well,
intelligent people, right?
it got very interesting.
Make up our own story. Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this
To go
all
through
sounds
this door.
perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Wait, what was that? I heard a door open. Oh, here we go. This is a nice, empty, featureless corridor.
Exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
Something that's less boring than this corridor would be
Might be,
nice.
Stanley. I'm ready for it.
I'm excited. Who else is excited?
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
You
No
trademark.
lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Why don't we simply load one of the Sierra games? Said the narrator. Not. Adventure Line would be a great name for a company. Quite agree. Adventure Line, you're being weird. Again. Don't stop being you, Adventure Line. Is it gonna come down somewhere? No? Alright.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Please don't tell me that I'd have to replay the entire Adventure Line
I
thing
need a minute to think.
and try something different here.
Circles for a minute.
Alright.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination
I'm sick of going in this direction.
a counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny
Follow the red arrow.
awaits.
Destiny awaits. Let's await some confusion ending.
Hold up, what's this?
Fourth restart.
Conclusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to
Find the line again. Find an identical replica of the office that has begun to deteriorate. Attempt to make up story. Narrator restarts game. No longer an office, simply blank space. Wander in blackness. Find a bookstore. Get bored. Leave.
So now, according
Eighth
to the
restart.
schedule,
Narrator's
start
gone.
Again. Then what?
Stanley
Am I
dies.
just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to
You've been
decide?
playing the confusion ending for...
I get a say in all of this.
I
Is it really?
highly doubted.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we...
Probably not.
Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
No,
So-
definitely not.
Okay. I guess now we just wait. You
Or I run around this chair for a bit.
some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Any of these doors gonna open? Fuck! Didn't expect that. You have to go out the hallway with the exit sign to see the end of the crushing engine. Ending, sorry.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The crushing ending happens... Okay, you have to go out the hallway with the exit sign to see the crushing end. The end of the crushing ending. I think we got the
Stanley
end of the
came
crushing
back to
ending,
two
didn't
open
we?
doors. He entered the door on his left.
Okay, you know what? I am just going to search for... how to get the ending that I really wanted to see, and that is the UFO ending. Confusion ending, we just got that. Escape pod ending. Listen to the narrator until he reaches the boss's office. Quickly enter and leave the boss's office, making sure the doors are closed. All doors will be open. Go back to Stanley's office. Huh. Well, that is interesting. Apparently, if I just go to the boss's office and then not go in there...
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And let's just do this right. Listen to the narrator until he reaches the boss's office. Quickly enter and leave the boss's office, making sure the doors are closed. Okay. So I'll go in here and...
Here's the door.
Nope! Fuck you! And now we should be able to head back. Now, I wouldn't... it's easier than I remembered it, but in a million years I would not have thought to try that myself. You know, until I got really, really bored, so I'm just happy we'll get to see this. Stanley's exciting life, indeed. And now we go all the way back to Stanley's office. The narrator has stopped talking, which is kind of a relief, actually. So I am left to narrate this, and there it is! The door is open! As things are happening. You are now leaving. Wow. Escape pod bay, floor 760. I'm on 754, so that's not terribly bad. Can't see a fucking thing in here, but okay. Where am I going? Okay. Now, of course, the question becomes, can I call the elevator? Of course I can't. Of course I can't. Oh, look. More office stuff. Dum-da-dum-dum-dum. Yes. Oh, and a red door. Can't go through any of those, of course. Where am I going? Can't fucking see anything. God damn it. Hey, David. Good of you to join us. And Razor. I remember feeling really tense when I found this moment. Ah, yes. It is kind of tense, actually, because you don't know exactly what's going to happen. Then again, that's true for a lot of this game. I keep looking through that window because I seem to remember that something changes in there. I honestly can't see where the fuck I'm going in this room. 759. And the next one should be the escape pod room. Boy, this is exciting, isn't it? Yes, escape pod launch bay. No, nothing's changed in here. There's one monitor that's on. Okay, cool. I can't really read what the instructions here say. Something will initiate a relay, blah, blah, blah. Cares? Cares? Well, I'll be good. Escape! Yes? It's so dark in here I have my back turned. Which is probably not a good thing. Oh, there's something there. And the screen just cut to black. And it's loading now. Wait, what? Is that it? I am slightly disappointed, I feel. And now this one says awaiting input again. Okay. Well,
Meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone
yeah, so you keep saying.
He just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Or he might be. You know what? I think we are coming up on the end of the stream here, so one thing I wanted to do, the last ending I want to show, apparently the escape ending wasn't as exciting as I remembered it. So one thing I'm going to do is cheat. Now, does anyone remember what you actually have to put in? Cheat? No. You're supposed to use some of the... Yeah, can I bark again, actually? No, it doesn't do anything. That's weird. Anyway, I'll just have to look this up, because... Oh, SB cheats. 1. There you go. IDKFA would have been a good one as well.
This is me being serious. In fact...
But if you try to cheat in the game, this happens.
It's where I come to be serious. That table is the most serious table I could find. I looked at many, many tables, hundreds of tables. It's possible I looked at over 1,000 tables. I honestly don't know. The specific number isn't as important as the understanding that of all tables I looked at, this one is the most serious. I relate this story to impress upon you the extent to which this is the most serious room I have, which is why I brought you here. You just tried to activate server cheats, which of course runs the risk of breaking the entire game.
Can I hide under your serious table?
Respect for the strict order of scripted narrative events, and I just can't have that. It's time to get serious, Stanley. No jokes, No games. Outside of this room, I might be more tolerant of those things, but now we're in the room. Which is why I'm subjecting you to the most serious punishment I can think of. 100 billion trillion years standing here in the serious room.
Does sound like a bit of a
We
punishment.
can talk about the severity of your actions and whether you've learned anything. But until then, serious room, go.
Oh, it actually says woof now. What happens if I type in bark? Oh, so that's what it does. Oh, come on. I thought that was going to be something. The whiteboard ending said, in the console, type in bark. And now when I click the left mouse button, he barks. It's a toggle. It's a switch turning on and off. And I must have just, you know, because I tried typing it in several times, I must have just turned it off by mistake. Well, anyway, go fuck yourself. I'm starting the game again. And now, if I enable server cheats once again, he's going to get very stroppy.
Whoa, did we not have the talk? Are we not in the serious room this very moment? Did I not tell you how many tables I looked through?
I love the concept of the serious table.
It was somewhere in the tens of thousands of tables. Any reasonable person would say I spent an absurd amount of time doing nothing but looking at tables, and I genuinely considered each one too. I took a hell of a lot of notes. I kept the notes in a different room. That room is less serious than this one. It's more of a notes room.
I like the
Again,
idea
the
of
point
his
this story is
serious
how
room
serious
with a
I think
serious
this
table.
cheating issue is. And I'm sure you'll agree with me once you've fulfilled your new punishment. Infinity years in the serious room. I generally have trouble reading human emotions, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're devastated by this crippling...
Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
you should be. It's the most serious I could think of. Can you get more serious than that? No, you can't. Don't try.
I'm just going to take a screenshot of the serious table. Love the serious table. Right. Let's see what happens if we just enable the cheats right in here. There we go.
Still no effect. The problem is clearly the serious room. It isn't serious enough. That's on me, Stanley. I apologize. I'm going to the store to look through more tables. Hopefully I find one that conveys how wrong what you're doing is. Now, where did I put those notes?
Are you off to look at tables now? I don't believe the table actually changes. Barking is serious, absolutely. And he goes off looking for tables, so let's just do this one more time. Well, he's off. And that is actually it. This is probably my favorite ending of them all as well, because not only have they thought of, you know, what would happen if people tried to cheat, they've created an entire level for it, and I just love the idea of the serious room with the serious table. And for some reason, the table is really what's important here. This is the most serious table he could find. So, and also the narrator earns his salary from IKEA. So what we're going to do is pretend to start the game again. And possibly what I should do is actually just save it, just for the hell of it. I can't. That's interesting. Oh well. So what I'm going to do is actually quit to the menu. And I'm going to end the stream here. Now, of note, things that we have not seen yet. No, we've seen whiteboard ending, broom closet ending. The escape pod ending can be broken by doing certain things. Okay, what happened? Escape pod ending. Narrator was disabled, so Stanley couldn't escape. Like in the not Stanley ending, the narrator needed Stanley, but he wasn't controlled by the player. Okay, after you go far enough, there will be a sign warning the player that both the narrator and the player need to be present in order for the escape sequence to play out as intended. Okay, so that must be why I didn't see it as shocking or whatever as I remembered it. So maybe it is here somewhere. Confusion ending, museum ending, seen that. Insane ending. We've seen that one as well. That was him passed out on the sidewalk. The coward ending, close the door to your office. Yes. Explosion ending, obey everything the narrator does, and then not do it at the end. Freedom ending. Real person ending. Oh yeah, that's me hovering above the player. We saw that twice, actually. Games ending, we've done that. The Zending, we've been there as well. And I think we've done most of them. Yeah. And the Heaven ending. Complete the input on all. This will put him in a place full of colored buttons. The player can leave the place by beginning the game again. Okay. And the art ending is what happens after you play the baby game for 4 hours. So we're not doing that, but we've gotten all the other endings, and I think this is a good a place as any to end the stream. Yes, the Deckard is a replicant ending. We missed that one. Did we see the shoot the dog ending? I think that comes after the you know, when you play the baby game for a million years. The beach path ending. The Footmaster. I knew we forgot something. Fuck. Yes, yes, oh, I'm so sorry about that. One thing I can show you, other than the wiki that I've been looking at here. Ooh, here you go. Let's make this a bit bigger. Here we go. Is that there you go. Is of course the stream poll. Now the stream poll was kind of broken a couple of days ago, and honestly I'm not terribly happy with the way it's working, but it is working again. Stanley Parable has now been removed from the list, and you can go and vote for the next game that we should play, and the results should still be intact. Yes, they are. For what it's worth, or at least until someone else jumps in and does something, then we are playing Tex Murphy Under a Killing Moon next Sunday. And I am really, really looking forward to that, because it is one of my favorite games, and boy oh boy is it going to be fun. And of course the chat will get involved, and you can pick what dialogue options we should try out when we're conversing with people. It won't have as big an impact on the story as it did in the following Tex Murphy game, the Pandora Directive, which I've already played on this stream. And we got sort of a happy ending on that one. This one is pretty much a linear story. However, there are tons of interesting things to try out in that game. And yes, it is another game that I've played before, but this time I know this game inside and out, mostly anyway. So we should be able to have a bit more fun with it than you know, Stanley. Not that Stanley is a bad game, but it really is a game that you should play going in cold. And I don't really think I did the game justice, to be honest. I don't think I really did anything, you know, terribly interesting with the Stanley Parable. But it was the first game ever to win the stream poll, and I guess I've now proven that I am indeed a man of my word. I am a man with no shavies, but I am indeed a man of my word. And Wirebrain says that he likes the last Tex Murphy game. That would be Tesla Effect. Your sidekick is the voice of Tom Servo. That is correct. My plan with starting the Tex Murphy games is to actually go through all of them. So we've already done Pandora Directive, so we sort of started off in the middle, go back and do Under Killing Moon, then go forward and do Overseer and do Tesla Effect, and then hopefully by that time the new Tex Murphy game, The Poison Pawn, will be out. And holy fuck, am I looking forward to playing that game. My god, it looks absolutely fantastic. So that is that's really what I hope will happen once we go down that path. Maybe I'll even deactivate the stream poll after we get into Tex Murphy, and this will just become, Sunday will just become Tex Murphy Day. I don't know. Anyway, this was a very, very fun stream. No, don't worry, I won't do that. But actually I might. I might not. Ah, see. Now I'm breaking all the walls, all the 4th and 5th walls. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this. On Tuesday, it'll be the last Doki Doki Literature Club stream, and you will get to spoil the shit out of it, because we've now already played through the game. This is me going back and trying different paths and trying to get the 100% ending. So you can drop by the stream and offer your theories on, you know, the game and what it's about, and just argue over what girl you most likely end up with in real life, if these were indeed real life people. They're not. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Please do so again at some point. I almost went into my real outro spiel. That's weird. That's not how this works. That's not how streams work. What does work is me saying goodbye, and thank you so much for watching.